G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flames Footy Chat. I'm Janko Flames. As always, you've been subscribing, you've been watching, thank you. Let's not hesitate and get into round 11. One of the games which, in my opinion, was the highlighted match of the round, the distance derby. Just to fill you in, the distance derby is between Perth and Wellington, as they're from two different sides of the Australia's Perth's west and New Zealand's east. Anyway, Glory had 484 passes to Phoenix's 419. The score in that match was 1-0, with the goal scorer for Perth Glory being Diego Castro in the 59th minute. Bottom right corner passed in with power. It wasn't a good sign for Wellington when Dario Vidicic came off in the 13th minute due to injury. It wasn't too bad of an injury, but it was enough to take him off. There was a great block by Shane Lowry in the 23rd minute to deny Redenton. A 49th minute strike by Redenton, hitting the post with a long range effort, but not getting too far. Perth were appealing for a penalty in the 62nd minute, but it was a great touch by Phoenix's keeper, Luis Italiano. Italiano impressed Kenny Lyo during the game, as said in the post-match press conference, and Kalazak, the Phoenix coach, said losing Dario Vidicic early did not help them at all in that game. So the other game we had Sydney FC top of the table versus Melbourne City third place. Sydney FC won in this game 3-1. Miłoszewski in the 44th minute, a Bobo penalty in the 45th plus 3rd minute, and Brosk in the 90th plus 6th minute. 6 minutes, that's a long time for stoppages. And the lone goal scorer for Melbourne City in that game was Luke Braddon in the 37th minute. They were down, Melbourne City were down to 10 men after Manny Muscat got a red card. The attendance for that game was 10,688. The other game, we had Newcastle Jets home to Adelaide United. Jets sitting in second place. Newcastle got up 2-1 in that game, with the two Newcastle goal scorers being Andrew Nabut in the 55th minute and Dimitri Petratos in the 89th minute, which was a penalty to win Newcastle the game. Pardon me. And the goal for Adelaide was George Blackwood in the 67th minute. The penalty that Petratos scored was adjudged to have been handballed by Gulam, giving Petratos the opportunity to give Jets the 3 points, which they did. So 2-1 in that game. The other game, which I tipped against them, I don't normally do that, and the one time I tip against them they win. Should tip against them more often. It's my boys from the west. 2-0 they won against the Mariners. Centelab scoring in the 27th minute and Alvaro Cejudo scoring in the 50th minute. Sorry, I also forgot to add in that this was last round was Spanish round. This week we had La Ronda Española, which means the round of Spanish. It was the Spanish round, the Hyundai A-League, and Cejudo, being a Spaniard, scored. Wanderers comfortably had more possession, 64% to 36. There were so many cards in this game. 7 yellows from Western Sydney, which, if I am correct, Wanderers will get fined for having so many yellow cards in the match. Mariners had 1 yellow card. The VAR ran wild in this game. video assistant ref, if none of you knew what VAR stand for. Hey ho, VAR has to go. The 2 red cards for the Mariners was Wout Brahma after a tackle from behind that left Wanderers Rolly Bonavazia on the ground in the 62nd minute. 62nd minute. They were down to 10 men after the VAR upgraded it from a yellow to a red. There's red on the logo. I'm funny. And they were down to 9 men when McGing is off in the 78th minute when the VAR ruled his tackle on Bacchus was worthy of a red. McGing's foot on the calf saw it as a leg-breaking tackle. That's not good. And they had a 3rd yellow, but they didn't lose men on the field. It was more off the field when Mariners coaching staff was ordered off the field in the final 5 minutes for having a bit too much to say. So, maybe I should start tipping against my mighty Western Sydney boys more often. They win. And that was the first win for the Wanderers under new coach Josip Gombia, who comment down below if I'm wrong, but he is also a Spaniard. So let's have some more Spanish rounds a bit more often. Just quickly going back to the Perth game, which I talked about first, Diego Castro is also another Spaniard, along with Guerrero, the former Wanderer, who also plays for Perth. Another game we had Perth Glory, no, sorry, not Perth Glory, what am I talking about? Brisbane Roar, home to the Victory. The 3 goal scorers in that game, the lone goal scorer for Brisbane being Massimo Macarone in the 56th minute, and the 2 goal scorers for Melbourne Victory being Rhys Williams in the 12th minute and Costa Barbarouses in the 19th minute. Both teams started with incredibly high intensity as both Roar and Victory played with speed. Great header by Williams off a corner. Quick fire by Victory, which was a tap-in by Costa Barbarouses. Experienced striker Macarone peeling one back for the Roar. That's how he scored there. A 90th minute Berisha goal was denied by the VAR as it had deemed to be handled. Brisbane Roar were generally more into this game, even though they lost. They had more everything, more passes, more possession, better passing accuracy. So yeah, that's all for round 11. Let's preview round 12, shall we? For the first game, we've got Perth Glory away to Brisbane Roar. I got Perth Glory in this game just because Brisbane Roar lost. Perth Glory, I'm pretty sure, also lost. I could be wrong. No, they won. Sorry, I have short-term memory loss. They won, but they just... Yeah, Perth in this game, because they're higher on the ladder, they look more intense. The second game on Friday night, we've got Newcastle Jets home to my boys, the Western Sydney Wanderers. Maybe I said before I should tip them more often, and I think after that they've got momentum to take up to Newcastle, and they'll come away with the 3 points, which would also be very great. The third game, we've got Phoenix home to Sydney FC. Sydney FC sitting in first place, 5 points clear. Now saying that, I want the Jets to win against my boys, because if Sydney FC win, they go up to 8 points clear, and that's a pretty comfortable lead. So yeah, but no, I'm going Western Sydney in that game. I'm going Sydney FC against the Phoenix because that Sydney FC look pretty unstoppable. The fourth game is the Melbourne Derby, which will be televised on Channel 1 for people that don't have Foxtel. Channel 1, free to air. Against Melbourne City. Melbourne City against Melbourne Victory. I'm going Melbourne City in this game. They're sitting in third. They're looking comfortable. And Victory were in 8th or 9th. No, they were in 8th. They've jumped up to about 5th now. They're looking good. But they're not looking as good as Melbourne City. I've got City in this game. And to round out round 12, we have Adelaide United home to the Central Coast Mariners. I've tipped Adelaide because Mariners have 2 suspensions in Woot Brahma and Jake McGinn. So they'll need to find 2 more substitutes to come in for them. Adelaide United playing at home, they look pretty good. So yeah, Adelaide. Just to round that out, got Perth Glory to beat Raw, Wanderers to beat Jets, Sydney FC to beat the Phoenix, City to beat Victory, and Adelaide to beat the Mariners. That is all from me this week. Tune in next week, same time for another episode of Flames Footy Chat. This is Janko Flames signing out. Up the Wanderers. Woo! Festive cheer.